Dang, these videos keep getting shorter and shorter. It's like I got stuff to do. So today was a big day. I started my impact study. Woo! Even though I didn't have the actual class I'm doing my impact study on today. So yeah, that's a thing. But it went pretty good. The curriculum designer for my district is good friends with my co-op, I guess you could say. And so she used to work at the school I'm at right now too. So sometimes she comes and visits. And she just so happened to visit today. And I told her I was teaching. And so she stayed to observe me. So hopefully that helps my interview this weekend. But yeah, so it went pretty good. The first class was pretty on it. We were rocking it. We understood what was going on with the activity and everything. And we got through everything and it was nice. But then the next class, I don't know, they struggled. And the one kid who usually is the most talkative one and distracts the whole class wasn't even there. And they were still pretty out of sorts. So not too sure what to do about that. And I kind of I guess I did a teacher no-no at the end. I just kind of like clicked through the slides. I was like, if you guys aren't going to listen to me, I'm not going to talk about the lesson today. So I'm just going to click through here and wait for you to get the information down. They didn't get that hint. At least the ones that were the troublemakers didn't get the hint. So I got to figure out a different way to address that, because I'm going to be silent and you just copy this down isn't going to work with that class. But I also don't want to yell at them because, one, they'll yell at me, and two, that's not a good long-term way to do it. And so I did pull aside one of the students who I knew would listen to me if I talked to him, and just was like, you're a funny person, you make the class great, but there's a time and a place for everything, and when I'm up here lecturing, giving you information, that is not the time or the place for you playing around and talking so much. And so he was like, yeah, I understand. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he actually does understand and acts on that understanding, and it gets better next time. But because that class was so off track, we did not get through all the notes. We barely got through the activity. And in hindsight, I guess I could have just cut the activity out for that class, which is what I might do for my average class tomorrow if that same thing happens. And just kind of like talk about it and go into the notes and do all that stuff. But I think part of the reason why it took so long was because we let them review their test to make corrections. And so they spent I gave them 15 minutes to do the pre-test and timed it. And then they took forever to transition into the test corrections. And so we took probably 30 minutes then to do the test corrections. And then it took forever for them to transition into the notes. And the activity was supposed to take 30 minutes. And then the notes were supposed to take not that much time. So it just didn't work out with the time I had. So next class, we're going to have to do that. And I'm going to have to kind of rearrange some things, I guess, when we're talking about the next topic to see if we can, I don't know, stretch it out or something. I'm not too sure how that's going to work because we are kind of on a time schedule. And so I'll talk to my co-op about it tomorrow, but I need to actually come up with the materials and stuff for my next lesson plan. So I'll come up with that first. I have the lesson planned out and I know what I'm doing. I just need to create the materials for it. And so I'll talk to him after I get all that stuff sorted out. So that'll be good. And then tomorrow is just a repeat of today. And I'm hoping that we got better results, because the average class tomorrow, they're much quieter and they are able to pay attention more. And so I think they'll do a little bit better with the time we have to get stuff done. And I think we'll get through more stuff. And then the honors class, they're pretty talkative, so we might run into some of the same issues we did today. but hopefully I can rein them in and we can get working and stuff like that. They tend to respond better to when I just stop talking, because usually I'll just keep talking and I just hear them talking over me, and I'm just like, I feel like that one teacher on those movies where like the kids are just throwing balls and everything, but I'm just teaching to my heart's content, and I don't want it to be like that. And so I'm gonna try and see what I can do about stopping the talking. But yeah, so then my sociology class, I realized right before they came in that I didn't have as much planned out as I thought I did. So it wasn't rough. I was able to be flexible and like figure something out. But it also wasn't the best. So basically I had them create a test. I was gonna do that at the end, but my slideshow wasn't working. Basically technology was like, you know what, I'm not gonna work for you right now. And so it didn't. And so I kind of flipped the activities I was going to do with them. And so I had them make the test first, but I didn't quite start the timer because the original plan was to have them start the test at the like last 30 minutes of class, and just work on it until the bell rang. And so I didn't start the timer until probably like, I don't know, it felt like a long time, but probably wasn't like till like 5 minutes in. And then I gave them more time to do it, and the timing didn't work out. And so they made the test. We talked a little bit about it, not as much because I wanted to like get to that and make it make sense. And then we talked about like their experience in American public schools, and then we watched the documentary. But we didn't get to watch that until like 1:30, and the class ends at 2:05. And the documentary was 30 minutes. So do the math, we didn't have much time to get to the rest of the notes. And so we'll just do that the next time they're in here and jump forward to the next lesson within that. So the notes will go pretty fast, I guess, once we get that out of the way. But I also didn't make questions for them while they watch the video, because a lot of the times they say to watch, like, create a questions thing with the video, and I just didn't do that. I didn't really think so much about it, plus I was working on it late last night and it just wasn't really coming together quick enough, and so I basically told them to take notes and I'll give them a quick easy test or quiz next class. So I gotta make a true or false quiz. I also have to make a reading quiz for my history class, my honors history classes, because they're supposed to be reading. So we'll see how all that goes. So that's all I got for today. I need to go make some quizzes and I need to go grade some stuff. But other than that, it's gonna be a day where I'll probably go to the library tonight. I went to the library yesterday, and so I'll probably do that. Yeah, I think that's the natural order of things. So I will talk to you tomorrow, and remember, make today great.